Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of McGhee versus McGhee.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. McGhee, you have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove to your estranged husband, Mr. McGhee, that he is in fact the father of your 4-year-old daughter, Serenity.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim your husband vanished 4 years ago after the birth of your child and has denied fathering your daughter and refuses to help you financially.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also suing for child-rearing expenses in the sum of $3,617.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McGhee, you say you wanted to be a family, and that's why you married Ms. McGhee, only to discover that after Serenity was born, your wife cheated on you and that you may not be the father of the child.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. McGhee, tell me about your struggle in the last 4 years.
Okay, well, the last 4 years of my life with my daughter has been pure hell. I've had to pay for medical expenses for my daughter. My daughter was born with slight autism. That I had to struggle to take her to therapy sessions and everything. He left us homeless with my newborn child. And he just vanished and left us. I did everything by myself for the last almost 5 years.
You haven't helped Mr. McGhee?
Your Honor, I don't believe that Serenity is mine, so I didn't see any need to help.
How you not feel she yours when you know me and you were messing around the time I conceived?
No, because you were messing around with multiple
You
people.
was too, and you talking about multiple people before I even had her. I let you know. It ain't like I kept it a secret from you. So this is
what did you let him know?
I let him know it was a slight possibility he wasn't my child's father. I'm not gonna sit up here and make it seem like I'm such a saint, like I didn't do no wrong, because I did.
If you let him know there was a slight possibility, how do you stand before the court today and say you know he is?
Because the dates don't add up. When I found that I was pregnant, me and him were messing around. We were still messing around. Even though he had moved on, while he's sitting up here making it seem like I was just out there, he was messing around too.
Your Honor, we were not together when she had
But that's neither here nor there. I know he's my child father, and he needs to step up and help take care of her, because I can't continue to do this on my own.
Mr. McGhee, you do admit you were in a sexual relationship with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do admit you were having that sex without protection?
Look at that little
Yes,
girl.
Your Honor.
So why don't you
Look at
believe?
that little girl.
But I don't believe because not only her, but multiple family members of hers is informing they think that I'm not the father of the child. It so happened that we had a Super Bowl party. So we were drinking and stuff, and she ended up falling asleep. Sitting on the edge of the bed, her phone ended up going off. So pick it up. I'm going through the messages. I see a message in there from another guy talking about how's my baby, referring to Serenity. So that was like the first indication they think that somebody else is the father. Then I'm looking through pictures. She got naked pictures of showing other men genitalia. So she's supposed to be my wife, but this not me. So what am I supposed to think?
We both were committing adultery with each other. He was cheating on me. I was cheating on him. I told him it was a slight possibility he wasn't my child's father. I was honest with him, but that still don't change the fact even after I had her, you married me. So if you had all these doubts, why did you marry me? Why you didn't request the DNA test before you married me?
So, valid question. Why not request a DNA test before this?
I thought I was in love with her.
You thought you was in love with me?
Yeah, and that...
Being in love with me don't have nothing to do with you not taking care of your responsibilities.
She's not my responsibility.
She is your responsibility.
There's about 3 or 4 other guys that can be her father. I'll pay 25%, and then they could pay the other 75%.
Are you kidding me right now?
Excuse me.
This is why I want my divorce. This is why I want him to sign over his rights, and when his test come back, he is my child father. I want him to help me support the cost of that I had to deal with almost 5 years with my child. Don't make it seem like that I'm just all out here. When you was the one committing adultery too, did you not forget that I walked in on you in our home?
Whoa. Not a good thing, Mr. McGhee.
Your Honor, I'm not claiming to be perfect in this situation. Yes, I cheated, but I didn't father a child.
Yes, you did.
So it's possible that Serenity is not mine. So dealing with that, and from her own admission, she tell me that I'm possibly not the father.
Throughout our relationship, he cheated on me?
Who told you?
Her mother told me that I'm not the father. Her mother told you you are not
Serenity's father?
Yes.
Who is she to sit up here and tell you that you're not my child's father when last time I recalled it was me, you, and a van?
No, wait a minute, Mr. McGhee. Let's stop right there. You say her mother told you that Serenity is not your biological child.
Yes.
Now, what I can see from the court papers, her mother is here. Jerome, would you please escort Miss McGhee's mother into the courtroom?
Hello, ma'am. Careful going up the steps.
You got nerves. You need to realize who you gave birth to. I'm your child. He's not your child. That's your granddaughter.
Ms. Justice, thank you for joining us today. We have established that you are Ms. McGhee's mother. And yet, Mr. McGhee has testified that you told him that Serenity was not his biological child. So do you think Mr. McGhee is your grandchild's father?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
You don't?
No, my daughter was out there.
I was
Slut.
out there.
Yes, she.
Excuse me?
Let's be respectful.
Excuse me?
Let's be respectful.
Was I a slut when you married me? Was I a slut when you slept with me?
Yes.
Language.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Ma'am, you say you don't believe Mr. McGhee is your grandchild's biological father because?
Your Honor, they were in and out of relationship, and my daughter was just out there. We have a relationship, and she talked to me, okay? And so, no, I do not believe that he's the father because I knew my daughter was out there, and I knew that she had made mistakes. During the time of her conception doesn't match up with him being the father.
So why would you think she's saying that he is?
I raised her up in a good Christian environment and to honor marriage, okay? And my daughter does not want my family or no one to know that she was out there. So if I'm against her, talking against her, then she's gonna go against what I say.
When this test come back, he is my child's father. I want an apology from you, and I want one from you. Because if I was out there, how I know who my child's father is? I admitted to him that I made mistakes throughout our relationship.
We have a relationship, and my daughter.
We had a relationship until you betrayed me.
It's not that I betray her. Your Honor,
You
I
didn't.
only
What do
can
you
go
call
by
it?
what my daughter said to me. That's it.
And what did she say?
She told me, she said, Mom, I made a mistake. I went out there and I did this and I did that. And I immediately got upset because that's not the background setting that I brought her up in. I brought her up in a Christian environment and to honor marriage. She had no business stepping out of her marriage. I can't live her life, but I can raise her a certain way, and that's the way I raised her. And it's not my fault that she stepped out and opened up to me, and she wanted to change my belief. I'm not going to
Was
change
I
my
the only
belief.
one that stepped out?
No, you was not.
Okay, so how dare you say, if he stepped out and I stepped out, how dare you sit up here and tell him he ain't my child's father?
Well, Ms. McGhee, you do understand that we're dealing with the paternity issue relating to Serenity. So if you did have sex with someone else unprotected while you were married to Mr. McGhee and you also had sex with him, there potentially could be more than one father.
Your Honor, I was honest with him. I slept with one person unprotected while me and him was together. Just one. And the other guy that I slept with, I used protection. I know he's my child's father.
Ms. Justice, who do you think is Serenity's biological father?
Well, Your Honor, you're not going to believe what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I believe that it's my daughter's future fiance is the father of my granddaughter.
Are you kidding me right now?
That's what I believe.
Fiance? How you be married with a fiance?
She actually said future fiance.
That means
That's
that
what
they
I
already
said.
in a relationship.
Yes, we are, and I've been in a relationship with him for the past 4 years. He stepped up.
So-
hear me out. He stepped up and helped me take care of my child while this one left us bogus. So of course I'm gonna move on with my life. I'm not gonna sit up there and keep being bitter. That little girl mean more to me than anything. And that's why he stepped up.
So I have to ask you, Ms. McGhee, your mother says your current boyfriend, future fiance, she believes he is the father. Were you intimate with him during the window of conception?
Once.
With protection or without?
Without.
Without.
So that's two guys now.
Jerome, I would like to meet this gentleman. Could you bring Mr. Coley into the courtroom, please?
Hello, sir. I'm doing good. There you go.
Mr. Coley, thank you for joining us today.
How you doing?
You understand we are here discussing the paternity as it relates to Serenity. She said you all had sex within the window of conception, unprotected.
Yes, ma'am.
You agree to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe you're Serenity's biological father?
I say it's a slight chance that I am.
Slight.
I said it's a
I agree.
1% chance.
Why 1%? How did you do that math?
Because I'm gonna tell you how I did that math. Because me and him was intimate more than me and him was.
But you understand that it is not about the quantity. It only takes one time, one encounter.
You're right.
Okay,
Your Honor.
let me just understand this though. You were intimate with Mr. Coley.
Mm-hmm.
You were intimate with Mr. McGhee.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there another person as well?
They not even a part of this equation because I use protection with
With that person, there
Yes,
was
ma'am.
protection
Yes,
used.
Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if Serenity is mine, which I highly doubt, I have no problem taking care of it.
Excuse me? He wasn't even there to do the birth of my baby. You know, he left me my appendix in rupture while I was 4 months pregnant with my child. I almost lost my daughter. You know what he said to me? I'll be back. I'm going to the store. And you know, I didn't see him till a month later. And I'm pregnant with your child. Don't be there one day and the next day don't. Be there consistently. Be there for her, not for me.
You went to the store, Mr. McGhee, and never came back for a month?
I was in the process of moving,
So
staying in
moving
South
was
Carolina.
more
I was staying in South
important
Carolina.
than me risking
So-
a child that could possibly, and I quote that loosely like he say, could be yours. You'd rather abandon me pregnant and take the chance of me losing my life and my child's life for moving? That don't make no sense. Step up.
If she is mine, then I will, but
No,
I don't believe she
I
is, so
don't
why
believe-
should I step
If
up and
you
take care of
felt-
someone
if you
else's
had-
responsibility?
If he had so much doubt, and I stand on this, you should have waited. You should have been there at the paternity test. You shouldn't wait till now, 4 years later. My baby got real bad asthma. She couldn't stop breathing in my arms. He was not there. If you had any ounce of this 25%, like you say, that she was yours, you should have been there whether you thought she was or not. You still should have been there. Don't wait till now. When I did everything, I petitioned the court to sue him for half the cost I had to spend taking care of my child.
She's talking about I haven't done anything for her,
You haven't.
but I have receipts to show every week and everything, MoneyGram receipts that I'm sending to her every week.
Every week,
I'd like to see that, sir. Jerome, will you hand me that evidence?
I'm gonna tell you the real truth behind that. He say it's been multiple money orders. He sent me one for $40, and that's because he called me and said, "You're my wife. I want some sex." So I said, "I need some transportation." He sent me $40 to get to him so we could have sex. And you know what I did? I took that $40 and spent it on my child because she deserved it more than you deserve some of me.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
no, that is not what had transpired. She tells me that I'm Serenity's father or not her father as much as the sun rises and sets. She said that Mr. Coley, who's supposed to be such a great father, gets mad that she didn't spend the money on him. He's such a great father, then you're not a father, you're a leech.
Mr. Coley, how do you respond to that?
Mr. McGhee, he's not really into Serenity. If they wouldn't have presented the birth certificate, you probably wouldn't know your own daughter's full name.
There
You
go.
don't even know what your daughter get up and ask for when she wake up in the morning. You don't know her favorite color. Instead of you hating me, you should congratulate
Congratulating a
me
leech?
or
Why?
loving me
How you
because of
gonna
what
call
I
him a
did
leech?
for you.
parasite.
You know
And
that's
what are
your daughter.
you? And what, you a deadbeat.
Okay. The only way we are going to be able to move forward is to get the results.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Jerome, let me have the envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of McGhee versus McGhee, pertaining to 4-year-old Serenity McGhee, and whether Mr. McGhee or Mr. Coley is her biological father. It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. McGhee.
How you feel now? Bet you feel stupid now, don't you?
Ms. McGhee.
You missed all them years.
Ms. McGhee, let's be respectful. Because now we've determined that's your child's father.
You know what?
That's her father. You said it all along.
I know, and I was right. And this is, I want him and my mother, my own mother. Now, how you feel?
I feel that I owe you an apology.
Yep.
I will give you
Yep,
one.
but you
have to
can save
understand.
it. You can save it because I didn't have to suffer. She had to suffer.
Miss McGhee, I can only imagine what it would feel like for you to hear your mother doubt you.
Hurt me.
Well, you can't confide in somebody and then tell them all your business and then be mad when they form their
That's
own
my mother.
opinion. No, she just
That's
formed
my
her
mother.
own opinion. I hope you two can work through this. But most importantly, there's this beautiful little girl. Mr. McGhee, you're her biological father. You doubted that. 25% turned into 99.9. What you gonna do?
I have no alternative but to step up and to provide for my child, being her life as much as possible.
Yes. And do that. Ms. McGhee, you came to court suing for $3,617.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you say you incurred these expenses raising Serenity by yourself. If we give him credit for that $40, the total is $3,577 that you owe her. Judgment for the plaintiff. Take care of yourselves. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.